tragedy that eats you up inside. My dad used to leave post-it notes in my lunchbox saying, "Roar means I love you" and dinosaur. Even at 14, I kept every single one in a shoebox under my bed. So when the FBI dragged him out of our house at 6 a.m. in Spider-Man pajamas while mom collapsed screaming on our front lawn, I knew something was wrong. The way they wouldn't let him hug me goodbye. The way they ignored him saying he was innocent. Within 48 hours, Richard showed up at our door. Mom's boss from the accounting firm where dad had worked for 15 years. He had grocery bags in his arms and this practiced look of concern on his face. "Marina, you can't go through this alone," he said, already stepping inside like he belonged there. Mom was too broken to argue when he announced he'd be staying in our guest room. He'd already brought 3 suitcases, like he'd been planning this. That first night, Richard sat in dad's chair at dinner. He used dad's coffee mug. Richard even tried to cut my meat for me like I was 5. "We're going to get through this together, kiddo," he said. I wanted to throw up. The way he said kiddo made my skin crawl. Dad never called me that, but for months, I played along. I helped Richard box up dad's things because mom said we needed to be grateful. I served him dinner and pretended to appreciate when he came to my soccer games, standing where dad used to stand but checking his phone the whole time. He threw money at everything but couldn't remember the position I played. When I got my period and needed mom, she was at another lawyer meeting with Richard. When I had nightmares about dad being hurt in prison, Richard's solution was to buy me a new laptop. I wrote dad letters in secret, hiding them between my textbooks. At night, I still set his place at the dinner table when Richard worked late. I wore dad's old college hoodie to bed even though it was huge on me, and mom said it was morbid. The breaking point came when dad's birthday rolled around, his first in prison. I'd saved my allowance for 3 months for bus fare and even filled out all the visitation forms myself. When I asked mom, Richard answered instead, "That weekend won't work. I have the Henderson client dinner and I need my family there. It's important for my promotion." Mom backed him up immediately. "Richard's right, honey. That promotion means college tuition. Your father would understand." When I said dad was innocent, Richard lost it. Innocent men don't have offshore accounts in the Caymans. Stop living in fantasy land. Mom took my bus money that night, said it was for my own good. I heard her crying later, but she still didn't give it back. So I tried to hitchhike. I made it 50 miles before state police picked me up at 2 a.m. at a gas station. Richard convinced mom I needed therapy for my delusions about dad's innocence. He put tracking apps on my phone and monitored all my communications. 3 weeks later, everything changed. Richard came home completely wasted from some office party. I found him in dad's study, holding dad's watch and rambling. "Your father, always so damn righteous, wearing his wire to the office like some kind of hero." I had to rip it off him myself that night. He passed out in dad's chair. I stood there confused. What wire? Dad wasn't wearing any wire when they arrested him, and his watch had been missing from the evidence list. Mom was calling from upstairs, asking if Richard was okay. After she went back to bed, I searched everywhere for that watch, until I remembered Richard's car. My hands shook as I took his keys and snuck to the garage. In his glove compartment, wrapped in a plastic bag, was dad's smartwatch, the one I helped him set up last Christmas. It still had 2% battery. I opened the voice memo app. The last recording was from the night before dad's arrest. His voice filled the car. "Richard just left my office. He's threatened to plant evidence if I don't destroy the audit report. I'm recording everything now." Then Richard's voice, clear as day. "By morning, you'll be in handcuffs. I've already moved the money to your accounts. Marina doesn't have to know what you did. I'll take good care of her." There were sounds of a struggle. Dad yelling, "Get off me!" Richard snarling, "Give me that